Hello, welcome to another Korra reaction video. This is about the episode The Guide. And this is really my thoughts and my reaction to this particular episode. Uh, it kind of highlighted a lot of the things that is pretty much bad about the season. And it is actually a good episode as well. In the sense of it's very well paced and it really kept things going and moving, and it didn't really drag a lot as the other past episodes did. But this is the issue that I've had with this season, and it really highlights in this particular episode with Unalaq. They didn't really develop his character at all within the show at all. Like this kind of made him a cardboard cutout villain, and they never really explained as to why he wants power or anything about these characters or why Unalaq is the way he is, and they never really explain that or develop him at all. Than just saying, oh, he just wants power, that's why he's doing the things he's doing. And I think that's another problem with the season is you can't really have a good villain without a good backstory. I mean, with season 1, you kind of knew Amon's backstory. They kind of gave you his origin as to why Amon was taking people's bending away, why he was doing what he was doing. And then with Unalaq, it's just kind of, he's evil, okay, deal with it. And it's just, they never really explain as to why he's the way he is. And the other issue is, when he's talking to, I was going to call him Diablo, but he's not Diablo or whatever. That's who. It just seemed very, it could go in either direction, and I hope it does not go in the direction of, you said you would give me power, Vaatu, why did you betray me? Because that is so generic and basic. Like, oh, a person who's trying to help a evil spirit, be free, and then the evil spirit betrays him, and he's, that's very typical, and it is kind of cliched. But if it's like, he knows his place, and he's like, well, I just want to help him get out, and, whatever, then I think that's fine. I think I can go along with that. If he's okay with Vaatu betraying him, or, whatever, then I'm fine, and it makes it a little bit better, but it just seems like it's gonna go the route of Vaatu said he's gonna do this for me, and then he betrays me, and if he does go that route, then I don't know how I feel about the season in general, besides it being pretty weak. And the other thing I did like about this episode is I like the development with Tenzin and all that. Like this, Tenzin not being able to go to the spirit world and as much as he wanted to. I thought that was really cool, and it gave that character a flaw. Because before I kind of felt that character was a little too perfect. It almost came off as he was like the perfect son for Aang, and I'm glad that he finally found a shortcoming that was very well needed for this character. And again, you can never really go wrong with having Boomy and Kaya in an episode either. So it's all good. So overall, I thought the episode was great. I mean, it was out of all the poor ones we got, this is actually pretty decent. Except for the beginnings episode, those are the highlights of this particular season. But I still feel that this season could have been a lot better, because I still this spirit stuff really should have clicked and happened early on than just later on. And the other issue I had with it was that and this kind of highlights this other problem I have with this particular season. We never really see Unalaq train Korra to be a spiritual person or anything like that. So when she starts spirit bending, spirits whatever, it just seemed pretty, like, how did she learn that? What did she have to do? And they never really showed it. It was just kind of off screen. And I'm not asking every episode to be spirit training or anything like that, but they could have at least shown more signs of her training than just, Unalaq, train me. Hey, Unalaq, you're gonna train me? Alright. Oh, Civil War's coming out. Oh, shit. And then it just never really went anywhere after that. So we never really saw how Unalaq was training Korra. besides just Korra just like, saying that he was training her, and I thought that was just, it was overall weak, and I kind of wish there was a little bit more of anger with Tenzin about Korra coming back, saying, "Oh, can you be my mentor again?" And I just wish that Tenzin kind of gave her more of a cold shoulder treatment type shit. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not asking for him to be petty or anything, but this something that's just like angered or something. Just maybe a little bit angry about it, but whatever. I mean, it was such a small thing, and the other issue I have with it is Mako. This guy, this fucking asshole. I get that he broke up with Korra, but it was still like a week or two after she disappeared. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go with Asami," and man, it was just it just felt kind of awkward and annoying because I hope it's not a trend and I hope it just kind of comes and goes because I don't want to see Mako ping pong between Asami and Korra. To me, it's just he needs to make up his mind. And the thing is, like, I still think that he's gonna end up with Korra regardless. I still think that's gonna happen. Because when you throw the words around like "I love you" and shit, I mean, there's still feelings between those two, and you don't really see how Korra feels with that breakup. You don't really see her saying, "Well, it's over," and you don't really see Mako say that either. But he's just going with Asami anyway, and I just thought that was just weird and annoying. Just seeing this relationship triangle, come back, and with the first season, I kind of defended that love triangle. In a way that's just like, well, you don't really see a lot of these love triangles in shows, well, as far as I've seen, and they handled it fine, and it was just, over with and done with, within that season. And then when they brought it back in this season, it was just like, why? Why bring it back? But, yeah, that was it's just, I don't know, I feel like they made Mako more retarded as well. Like, they made him more of an idiot. Like with the sting operation, he was surprised that gangsters were not loyal. I don't know. It was just weird. I mean, it's just Mako's slowly becoming my least favorite character in the show, and I used to like him a lot in season 1. I was like, oh, this guy is gonna be pretty good, and now it's just like I am annoyed every time he's on screen because every time he's in a scene, he just seems to evoke this romance triangle, unless he's talking about Varric. And that's another thing, like, as I said in a few videos before, I felt that Varric that plot twist was very weird, and, I had a general sense of indifference with it. I still didn't think that we needed that plot twist. And with this episode, it kind of made me like the plot twist a little bit, but it was still kind of, I don't know how I feel still about Varric being this war economy bad guy, and I just felt that, he was fine just being this protagonist type character not a protagonist, but just this character that's just, whatever, and you're putting this big role on this character that's just, a goofy character. It's like making Sokka this main evil mastermind. Yeah, he's a great, war tactician and all that, but, you just can't see him becoming this big evil warlord. And that's pretty much what Varric is. This Sokka being a warlord, and that's just kind of like, a weird combination. I mean, overall, I do like this episode. There's a lot of stuff that did go well. I mean, I liked, these moments between Tenzin and Korra, and, Milo and Kaya, and how he's just trying to get into the spirit world, and then realizing that he can't get in. That stuff was really cool and interesting. But, man, it was just, this season has just been very all over the place, and I think the other issue is that it has a focus problem. Like, it introduces so many threads in this plot, and it doesn't know which one to focus on at times. I mean, here you're watching, Korra trying to, get into the spirit world, Unalaq trying to unlock Vatu, Mako trying to prove Varric that he's evil, and, all this stuff, and it's just, it's going way too broad. It should just narrow down on a story and just focus on that. But it's it's whatever. I still like this show. I still like the show. I still want to see more of it. But this season has been pretty weak in comparison with the first season. So that's it for this video. Hopefully, the next episode will be better. So, see you next time.